Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, the voice of the FIS, and welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of Round 3 of Season 8 of the Sim Racing Warehouse Formula Indy Series as we return to our bread and butter, the road courses. And for the first time in league history, we are here at BARBER Motorsports Park in Alabama to take on the twisty, turning, very challenging, a lot of elevation changes of the road course here just outside of Birmingham. There are the weather conditions on your screen. Qualifications are currently underway. 80 degrees on the ambient temperature, 105 on the track temperature. Today's fixed. This is a fixed setup race on a 2.38 mile, 16 turn permanent road course. We're doing 53 laps today for about 126.14 miles. Now, IndyCar measures this track a little bit shorter than what they measure it here in iRacing. IndyCar measures the track at 2.30 miles. So that'd be 121.9 miles in IndyCar miles if we were measuring that. Remember, no fast repairs, unlimited tires, but a compound change is required. 45 miles per hour on the pit road speed limit. We expect anything between a one, might be a stretch, one stop or a 3-stop race. Joining me shortly in the booth will be Stevie Larkamp. Not quite have joined us here in the Augusta National of Motorsports. Currently on the provisional pole is Sherlock with a time of 1:07.6. Then we got DeFabus in second. Chilcutt, our points leader, in third. Weiser in fourth. Fairbarn in fifth. Hunter Ingrave provisionally sixth. Blaze Andrich, his teammate, provisionally is seventh. Tomba in eighth. Caleb Bency, our defending series champion, in ninth. And Costello in 10th. Looking like an Eclipse type of day. Eclipse Motorsports challenging a lot of the spots in the top of the standings. And let's put our first graphic up right now. And I promise I will not leave it up. I promise I will not. Here's the points coming into today. We do not have, normally we cover team points and the amateur points. But all we have are the combined points right now. And then you see Alex Chilcutt with a tie of the lead with Gavin Sanders. Caleb Bency second. Will Weiser in third. But also, actually, should be mentioned, Bency and Weiser are tied. So Fairbarn, Ingrave, Siefker, Andrich, Flaum, Edwards. Pretty much makes up your top 10 right there. "35 seconds left to play here in qualifying. We will get a lineup here very shortly. Then we'll go to our warm-up where we will bring in the starting lineup. Most of the cars have decided to call it quits and take their time. They have turned. We have over 30 cars tonight. Gianni, Piazza, Herman, and Short look like they are at the end of the field. They might have possible penalties. They'll be starting at the rear there. And we are in our 5-minute warm-up period here. We'll take a real quick look at the race control. Don't want that channel. I want this channel. And let's see. Got a lot of start from the pits next race. Costello, Labarge, Yellen, Capilucci, Piazza, Andrich. Those are all from Auto Club, the last race we had. IndyCar has raced at Barber 15 times between 2010 and 2025, minus 2020 because of the evil COVID virus. Barber Motorsports Park is known in the Augusta National of Motorsports due to its impeccable landscaping and greenery. It continues to be a key race on the schedule leading up to the month of May. The qualification track record was reset here last May by, go figure, Alex Palou with a time of 105 flat. The active race wins leaders here, Joseph Newgarden with 3. He did 3 in 4 years at one point. And also Will Power have 3 wins. We'll see how Will Power's luck changes with a new team next season. Ryan Hunter-Reay, Scott McLaughlin, Alex Palou each have 2 wins. Fast fact, this is one of the few tracks remaining on the IndyCar schedule that Scott Dixon, second in all-time wins in IndyCar history, has not won a race at yet. And your defending 2025 NTT IndyCar race winner here is, surprise, surprise, Alex Palou. Hey, if you're looking to save money with great prices and no sales tax, Sim Racing Warehouse is your U.S.-based shop for all your sim racing needs. Plus, for a limited time, you can save with a 5% off coupon. Just type in SRW House. SRW House in the coupon code section on checkout and save even more. Go to simracingwh.com to learn more. They are your proud sponsors of the Formula Indy Series this season. Got 2 minutes left to go here in our warm-up. Let's get in today's starting lineup here from Barber Motorsports Park. And on the pole is Sherlock with a time of 107.6. The Famous is second with a time of 107.6 as well. So it came down to about 0.03 of a second. Chilcutt and Weiser on row 2. Chilcutt, your points leader coming in today, tied with Gavin Sanders, a little bit further back in the field. We got Farmore and Ingrave in row 3. Andrich and Tomba. I thought Andrich was partying from the pits, but I guess not. Tomba in row 4. Bensi, your defending series champion, and Costello rounding out your top 10. And then Dory is in the lineup for the first time in Lita. Good to have Dory back. Connor Nixon. First time we've seen him since the Elite Racing League race that we had last week. Bonemi and Sanders, there's your other points leader in row 7. Edwards and Seifer in row 8. Seifer was fast all practice long. Edwards, watch him. He will keep coming from that starting spot in 15th. Watch him. He will be challenging to the front. Spath and Sophie on row 9. Cody Claiborne in the Fish car. And Selmans in row 10. Daly and Mundell, row 11. Goyette and Labarge, row 12. Former amateur champion Dan Marrera and Griffin Yellen in row 13. Guerrera and Dakota DeMaid making his return to the series. In row 14, Clindy and Gabe Aslan in row 15. And then we got Principal Dan, Matthew Shorts, Gianni and Herman rounding out the remainder of this field. And we will talk about this very dangerous pit road entry as we're getting ready to go racing. And now we will start lining up for the standing start. This is going to be a jam-packed front stretch. As we are watching, so far, Jeremy Fairbairn is the only of the top 5 to grid up so far. He has gone with the optional tire. Will Weiser is lined up as right next to him, right in front of him, actually, in the row in front of him on the optional tire. Chilcutt goes to the prime. Sherlock and DeFavis on the front row. They've decided to go with the alternate tires. And green flag is out, standing start, and we are rolling here for the first of 53 laps going into turn 1. Omba and Bincy side by side down the straight in the Charlotte's Web. Bincy to the inside, right behind him is Connor Dixon. Look at all the debris. Everybody's made it through Charlotte's Web. Daly and Selman side by side. Now Daly right in front of him. Oh, Logan Edwards. They're sending it into this little chicane area. Oh! That was Dan Marrero losing a front wing. Gabe Aslan with the black flag. And here are your race time conditions. 81 degrees on the ambient, 119 on the track temp. We'll remove that graphic and bring up the track map so you can keep an idea of where your favorite driver might be. Sherlock, DeFavis, Chilcutt, Fairbairn, and Weiser, your top 5 early stages here of the Barber round. As side by side a little bit further back, get to Will Weiser and Chilcutt. Sends it to the inside. Weiser gets the position on Chilcutt. Now, here comes Caleb Bincy. Sees an opportunity. Chilcutt coming back, coming onto the pit straight. Turn 16. Ingrave gritches a little bit of the inside grass. Sherlock purple lap that time by 108.6. Tonight's coverage sponsored by Sim Racing Warehouse. Looking to take your sim racing setup to the next level? Check out Sim Racing Warehouse. From high-quality wheels and pedals and accessories that bring the track right into your home. They got everything you need to race harder, faster, and smarter. All the links you need are in the description. If you enjoy the coverage of the Formula Indy Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Watching this battle with Bincy and Chilcutt. Up front, DeFavis and Tanner DeFavis and Titus Sherlock pulling away. Let's get you actual times now for gaps on the tree. Here you go. Intervals, 0.6 of a second, and they put 3 seconds already on P3. And that's one of their teammates as well. Fairbairn up 2 spots. Caleb Bincy up 4 right now. Nate Seifer up 5. Sophie Connell up 6. Byron Daly up 7. Connor Nixon, and Hunter Ingrave. That's what I was trying to say. into Charlotte's Web, down the straightaway, into the double, I guess, do you want to call it a chicane? I don't think you really turn your wheels much there. It's easy to lose control through that combination, but it's not really a way to slow you down. And a very fast portion of the course here. A little kink here through 10 and 11. Down this another straight. And then we go into 12 and 13. Elevation changes. Cars get light when they crest the hill. These cars, Indy cars, do not bend, even though they do have shocks and dampers on them. They do not bend very well. They are about as stiff as they come. Carbon fiber bodies all through and through. A little bit of flex, but not much. Downhill going into turn 1. Not much runoff area either before you get to the grass. You dip your wheels into the grass, and it is going to be a bit of a sayonara there because you are not going to catch that car until it hits the barrier. Again, watching Ingrave and Nixon. This is a battle for 8th. And Chilcutt having a bit of a problem. He's falling back now. Not sure what happened to Chilcutt. See what happened maybe. Did he miss? Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. And he just kept it out of the kitty litter. Back to live TV. And now Hunter has himself a little bit of a buffer back to Nixon. Chilcutt in the way. Connor Nixon tried to send it in there. Watch his car dance a little bit. Taking a peek to the inside. Connor Nixon loses control in turns 3 and 4. Here comes Gavin Sanders, sees an opportunity. Gavin's going to send it to the inside in Charlotte's Web, and contact between the two veteran road course racers. And now we're going to be stacked up behind Connor Nixon. Then we got Sophie Connell, Blaze Andrews, Byron Daly, and Michael Costello, all looking for the same position and an opportunity. Oh, Sophie tried to almost set it there on the outside. Here comes Blaze Andrich now to the inside. He will get the position. Sophie looking at another position loss here. Michael Costello on the outside in this tight little corner area. And now Byron Daly. Sophie's got a little bit of a problem now. Just can't find that rhythm back again. And here comes Joey Selmans. Ooh, we had a wreck. Gavin Sanders coming off turn 16. And we're going to see what happened here. This is not good for our co-points leader. He just dipped the wheels a little bit off. That's it. They dipped the wheels in the dirt and to the inside wall and smacks it, and he toes. So championship implications. Meanwhile, back up front is Sherlock and DeFamus now by 3.1 over Fairbarn. Sherlock 1 second over DeFamus. Will Weiser in 4th. Caleb Binsey now up to 5th. Connor Nixon coming to pit road. I think this not a scheduled stop, not a lap 8. Well, this could be a scheduled stop, maybe. We'll see. On the on the prime tire, actually. And going to the alternate tire. Those are the red sidewalls, so this might be a scheduled stop as he comes in early. Those strategies are starting to play out already here in the early stages. Kevin Tombaugh now up to 6th spot. Let's take a peek back at 16th. There's your lead amateur, Sarah Guerrera. Dr. Sarah at the last race. Sarah was the lead amateur at Auto Club. Hunter Ingrave, Chilcutt side by side. Down the straightaway out of Charlotte's Web through 6, coming into 7, 8, and 9. Single file. That is Dakota DeMaid getting out of the way. Making his first start of the year, or of the season. Connell off in turn 9 area. But back underway. Closest battle on the racetrack right here. Hunter Ingrave and Chilcutt. Go to the maid coming to pit road, off to the background there. Let's ride with Hunter. In the Charlotte's Web. It's called Charlotte's Web because of the spider sculpture up on the hill there. It's actually turn 5. It's like 5, A, B, and C. Just better to just call it Charlotte Web. 7, 8, and 9 right here. Look at all that debris. Kicking it up. Very fast portion of the racetrack right here. You don't really hear them lift. A lot of runoff area there. Paved runoff area. Downhill, back uphill. Car compresses right here. Up over, car gets light. Downhill. Now we're into where we would normally come to pit road. We will talk about pit road when we see more pit stops happen. A very dangerous pit road here at Barber. Now on to the main straight. This is more of a pit straight. Not a lot of straightaway here. You can get the pass going into turn 1. Down here, turn 1. Compression car right there. Uphill again. Car gets light. Kind of a carousel portion right here. Long sweeper, back hard on the power, cut the corner, straightaway right here, down, I guess what we would call the backstretch, into Charlotte's Web. And one more lap complete as we rode a complete lap there with Hunter Ingrave.
It certainly is a case where the track doesn't really have a backstretch here,
nope.
But we love to create one regardless. And yes, I have arrived at last.
He is here. It is Stephen Larkamp, hot off the jet and the helipad
Indeed.
Here at the Augusta National of Motorsports. Welcome. Not much of a exciting race right now as we need to move forward a little bit because we have a battle between Chilcutt and Tombaugh. But one of our points battle participants, Gavin Sanders, had an off early in the race coming out of turn 16, hit the inside wall on the pit straight, and he had to tow. So championship implications in the early stages, lap 12 of 53.
Indeed so, and that kind of throws out the window the goal of making it to talk to us every single race. It's already been pretty strong. Of course, the winner last time out at Auto Club Speedway. So that is definitely highest of highs to lowest of lows for Gavin Sanders. And definitely, of course, still very much strong in the championship fight as it stands. But he's going to have to make it up the next few weeks for sure. And I have finally got myself situated here. I do apologize for that, but it was for a very exciting reason for me personally. I would not have missed this otherwise. But indeed, still keeping it rather close here is Titus Sherlock and Tanner DeFabis here. They're certainly keeping it very tight together, the two teammates. And breaking away a little bit from Jeremy Fairburn in third position.
Whoa, Famous goes off on turn 1, but he brings it back on under control. Now these
Very
two,
easy to do that.
These two drivers actually have real-world experience on this racetrack, do they not?
That they do. They both are members of the Road to Indy Series. I believe they're racing in the in USF 2000s. I believe it is. I remember that being the case last season, and just to double check myself. Just
time to bring up Wikipedia.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, and in fact, Titus Sherlock particularly will be racing at Barber Motorsports Park in the coming weeks for Crosslink Motorsports in the Formula Regional America Series, where he is leading the championship in that series.
Wow.
So, very strong real-world experience indeed. That particular final weekend is going to be October 17th and 19th right here at Barber Motorsports Park.
Well, he has lap traffic right in front of him in the form of former amateur champion Dan Morera, who had to come to pit road to get a new front wing attached to his car. And now he is now under the attack of the leaders as they have now approached him into Charlotte's Web.
A tricky track to let people go on, at least not without losing a lot of momentum in the process. This track is very much one where it rewards precision more than anything else, and that means not going offline here, and that's something that Dan Morea will likely would have to do to let Sherlock by in a efficient manner. It's going to be a good question of where it's going to happen and what that could mean for either of them. It's very much a track where you got to be very careful. You got to pick and choose your car placement. You got to pick and choose your throttle applications. You got to pick and choose so many things about this place. And Morea pulls to the left-hand side and lets Sherlock go by.
So we've already had one driver come to pit road, and that is for a scheduled stop. And that is Connor Nixon. He did that at lap 8. The actual windows, I'm not sure if anyone can pull off a one-stopper, but if there is a one-stopper, the window opens at lap 26 or 27. If we do a two-stopper, the first window opens at lap 17 or 18, and a three-stopper, the first window opens at lap 13 or 14. We are in the three-stop window, just getting ready to get into the two-stop window here very, very shortly.
I can barely talk today, but if I recall right, I mean, I did it back where I was rushing home from. I was rushing home from a meeting, but if I recall the fuel mileages I've been able to get here in the past in the IndyCars, 26 is really going to be cutting it close on this one. Two stop is going to be a rather safe bet for the most part, I would think, but the question, like saving it up for one stop, is going to be quite a bit. I know we've had drivers in the past have had reasonable success with one-stop strats, but you have got to be fuel saving right from the word go.
Defending series champion on pit road for a scheduled stop at lap 16. So this will put him into just shy of the two-stop window.
Bensi hits his marks well up on the jacks. Looking at the tires, seeing what they're going to put on. He's going over to the hard tire this go-around. Down and away he goes. And off the button. Very tricky pit exit here. It's deceptively tricky, especially with how undulating it is. But Bensi smoothly getting back into traffic here.
Joey Selmans on pit road. And you talked about the pit out. Talk about the pit in. I mean, we've seen just about as many people bite it on the pit in as we have on the pit out, or just about any other racing corner on this race course. The pit in is very difficult.
Absolutely true. And it doesn't really help that the entry to pit road is well off the apex of the corner. You have to go way wide there, and that means running into the marbles and taking an unfamiliar route compared to what you were just used to doing at speed, and then getting it slowed down enough so you don't, A, bin it in the right-hander going on the pit road, or B, bin it in the left-hander coming on the pit road immediately afterwards. But I've seen that happen both times, including myself a couple of times there. I mean, it happens to everybody at some point. But this is a track, like I said, it's a track that rewards precision. And even more so when you come on the pit road, you have got to be very careful with how you place yourself. And, of course, you want to make up as much time on the people around you as you possibly can. But going a little bit over will have devastating consequences. We've even seen it in real life, too.
Bonimi, Siefker, Costello all on a line together on the racetrack. This is a battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th. Just behind them, Guerrera and Connell racing for position.
Siefker just got around Bonomi, moving up into 9th place in that in this little train here. Siefker starting this race on the hard tire, Costello on the soft red sidewall tire. So maybe perhaps, especially with the pace that Siefker is putting in here, Bonomi also started this one on the hard tire as well. Gonna have a look at some lap times here. Siefker, who's moved himself up a place, a 1:10.3 last time around. Costello with a 1:10.1. So close, but still a little bit quicker. Of course, because Siefker did have to get around Bonomi on that last lap. But it looks to me, especially with this traffic starting to come into play with these guys here.
Lots of traffic.
Yeah, Siefker is going to be eyeing an opportunity here for sure as Costello gets right up on the gearbox of the lap car.
That's Gabe Aslan.
Yep, Gabriel Aslan lets them by there. Kind of a close-knit thing there. And actually, Aslan did not let Siefker by. Siefker's got to be annoyed at that one. But now let's see if he... Oh, Siefker's off!
Oh, yep, Siefker is off. We saw it in the background there. He's back.
Yeah,
he didn't touch. He didn't touch anything, but watch this again as he just drops the wheel. And wow, he just kind of goes with it. And look at him fight this thing the whole way. That is, that is very impressive. Let's go back and let's watch this actually at full speed. Here we go.
Yeah, and very easy thing to do. The left side's got on the grass there, and the thing snaps at him. That's a very fast corner.
Watch this.
I think, yeah. And that started out at 150 miles an hour. He was fighting that all the way through. Beautiful save by Nate Siefker. It has cost him the position back to Kevin Bonomi. Still holds on to 10th, but was perhaps frustrated with Aslan in that first instance. This is giving him a little bit more red in the eyes, perhaps, trying to catch back up to them. But Nate Siefker,
he might be saying his prayers right now. Caleb Benson gets around Sophie Connell. Remember, Caleb just gained the pit road. Sophie has not stopped yet. Sophie back in 14th. Caleb down, moves up to 13th. Titus Sherlock still your leader at the moment. Tanner Fabus now 3 seconds behind. They were together quite closely for a while, and it looks like Titus has kind of hit the afterburners and have shot off here to the distance. Tanner back to now about 4 seconds to his teammate, and just about 4 seconds ahead of his other teammate, Fairbarn.
Yeah, it's been very, very strong for the whole team here tonight. 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Alex Chilcutt, the best of the rest at the moment. They're, of course, the winner in the season opener at the Nürburgring in a dominating fashion. Started third, currently sitting in 4th right now, holding on to a strong performance here as Alex, and it's definitely up on his closest championship rival, Gavin Sanders, I should say. They were tied for the championship lead going into this race. That is obviously going to be moving more in Chilcutt's favor as it stands. But so far, it definitely seems to be a bit on the frustrating side that the pace isn't quite there compared to them. The one caveat of that is that he's running the hard compound tire to start this race. And it could well be that everyone else lap time wise, I'm actually seeing rather similar laps between the 4 of them.
And just a reminder, go right ahead. No, go ahead. Continue.
In fact, the fastest of those 4 is, in fact, Alex Chilcutt. Gap's down to about 12.9 seconds. It was a 109.5. Your leader, Titus Sherlock, is on a 110.3. So a big gap to work with, but Chilcutt's gone a little bit quicker on those hard tires.
All right, just to remind you on the overlay, since last time we had a race that was on the oval, keep in mind that these are the tire compounds that I just circled. Red triangle means they're in the alternate, softer red compound tires. They are required to change compounds at least one time during this race. So those that started on the red will have to go to the black. Those that started on the black will have to go to the red. The black is this other compound that you see right here in the kind of the white triangle outline. Those are the prime tires. Those are the hardest of the two tire compounds. They last a little bit longer, do not necessarily have the pace of the red tire, but they last a lot longer than the red tire. So you have to make a strategical call at some point in the race. When are you going to change to the other compound? And it looks like this might be a prime race at this point. We're not quite entirely sure, but we continue to watch those strategies play out, and that is the timing tree. Now, also on the timing tree, I'll be happy to show you this. This is the push the pass situation. You've seen some names light up P2P. That's the push the pass. When we're on road courses and street courses, you have a additional 200 seconds of additional hardware or horsepower boost, about 50 horsepower, to help you push the pass, or in some cases push to defend. And you can use it anywhere on the race course you want. On the turns, which is not really a good spot for it. On the straights, where most people use it. And you have 200 seconds. Oh, Chilcutt blinks out.
Oh, uh-oh.
He's back.
Oh, he's reappeared here.
Sherlock on pit road, just shy of the one-stop window.
Ooh, locks it down there. Came very close to bumping that cone there. And DeFavis follows suit. Fairburn also coming in too. Yeah. So the 3 leaders are coming in. Chilcutt stays out on the hard tire. So it could well be. We'll have to see how much longer he can get. Squeeze the fuel out here. But Chilcutt could possibly make a one-stopper out of this.
26-27 is when the one-stop window opens. We're 3 laps away from that.
Yeah, very much so. And Sherlock down and away. He's very much committed to the 2-stopper at this point. Sherlock, I'm seeing, still on the red tire. So maybe switching to the hard tire as a finisher at the end here, but getting as much pace as you possibly can over the course of the race. Seems to be confident with the hards. DeFavis, though, sticking with the hard compound tire, and so is Fairburn.
Chilcutt, your leader. Will Weiser is second right now. There is Will. Hunter Ingrave moves up to 3rd spot. Bonimi in 4th. Nate Siefker with that huge off and rescue in 5th as they are
still
passing.
Save.
Yeah, still a save of the season so far as they approach Glindy. Glindy trying to just get out of the way and get some miles underneath his belt here on the road course as he goes wide, almost dips the tires off. Glindy back in 23rd.
Look, yeah, everyone still cycling around here. Chilcutt stays out one more lap, and so does Weiser. And Weiser is running on the soft tire, so he's stretching the soft tire quite a bit further than the previous leaders. Seems fairly confident on them. Running around the high 110s, low 111s at this point. So pace seems to be dropping off a little bit on the reds, but I think the game here is to go for a one-stopper and be more consistent on the black tire towards the end of the race.
Again, here are your weather conditions. 123 on the track temp. The track temp has spiked big time since the start of this race. 82 on the ambient temperature. So it might be a good move just to get rid of these red tires right away, because I think the temperatures and track conditions are looking at high degradation of those red tires, that maybe get rid of them now and not have to worry about them later.
Possibly so, especially since with the nature of this track being downforce dependent, you're really putting a lot on these tires in general here, probably more so than a lot of other tracks. So you're going to have to really conserve your tires, conserve what you got here, or you're going to get off a certain compound pretty quickly there. And Weiser seems to be stretching it pretty far right now on the reds, but I think that was the game plan for the likes of DeFavis, Fairburn, and Sherlock. They all, well, Sherlock notwithstanding, he is still stuck with the reds, but DeFavis and Fairburn on the blacks there probably want that consistency with these hot track temps here. Though we do have a bit of cloud cover now,
yeah, we do,
covering up the track there, so that could dip the track temp a little bit. We'll have to see how long that lasts, though. Keeping an eye on the leader. Chilcutt stays out one more lap. This will be lap 26. So one more after this. If he stays out on the next lap, that'll pretty much ensure a one-stop strategy is in the cards for him.
A lot of drivers are doing the one-stop. Chilcutt, Weiser, Ingram, Bonomi, and Goyette all have not stopped. Labarge on pit road right now. He's at the right at the edge of the one-stopper. So there's some drivers that are out there going to give it a shot.
Also noticing a battle starting to be joined here. What's now third place on the track, Hunter Engrav, running over a second faster than Will Weiser at the moment on the
Weiser's on some
hard tire.
Right, Weiser's on some really warm red tires right now. Ingrave on the prime tire, and the trade over where we have performance swap might be occurring right now.
I think it has happened for sure there. Weiser really starting to struggle. He's lost half a second on pace just over the last couple of laps here. So these red tires are probably screaming at him right now. They're sending some angry texts at him to maybe go easy on me, please. And now Weiser is heeding that call. He is coming on to
both
pit
are
road.
coming to pit road. Ingrave and Weiser coming to pit road. Watch this.
Citizen as well.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Ingrave gets really close there at the cones. Bonemi on pit road,
Really
you're right.
time.
Yeah, he gained a lot of time.
So Chilcutt up on the jacks. Going to be going to...
Reds.
Yep, going to the soft tire.
Ingrave going to go on the jacks. He is going to
fuel.
go to the Reds. Weiser is going to go to the Primes.
Weiser on prime tires. Engrav going to be on pretty fast soft tires to start this stint here. So Engrav still going to be on the attack in this instance. Will Weiser may well be ruining a certain strategy call at the start of the race here, perhaps.
Ooh, track tip did come down big time. It's 115, was 120 something just a little while ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the cloud cover has cleared up, though, so that track temp may well go back up again. But that's what cloud cover can do. Like, it can dip the track temp quite substantially down at least 10 degrees sometimes. That was close to 10 degrees track temp drop just over a course of a few minutes. And Engrav getting back on track here, right in front of the 19, and lets him go as he's trying to work those tires up to temp here.
Take a
But
peek.
Engrav now under pressure from Nate Siefker.
Yeah. Oh, Ingrave goes wide.
Engrav goes wide there. Really seems to be struggling to get these soft tires up to temperature here, and it's cost him a place against Nate Siefker back down to 11th spot.
Need to get that rhythm back underneath his belt here.
Very much so, and Siefker driving frustrated at the moment, and now Engrav may be driving frustrated at that. But let's see if Engrav can get some speed out of these tires, because the pace is certainly there. Engrav has been fast all race long. He's been very solid. He always has good pace on these kinds of tracks. Tires, though, could well not be benefiting him on this opening lap.
Yeah, and he does have a little teammate help just ahead of him. That's Blaze Andrich. That's one of his Hunter Ingrave's teammates. And Blaze can make things a little difficult for Nate and allow Hunter to close the gap and maybe do a little bit of a handicap match action here for 9th, 10th, and 11th on the grid. Whereas you got two Rogue Racing drivers going against one Team Watson Racing driver.
Would not be at all surprised if that's what they're discussing in their Discord chat right now. Blaze Andrich and Hunter Engrav. Hunter's probably saying to Blaze, do what you can to hold up Nate. Let him hold him up so I could get up there and get past him. Of course, they're gonna have to be. You can't be crazy about it. You can't just chop block people. You can't Brazilian clear them and expect to get away with it. But Andrich will definitely not make life easy for the former series champion, the number 2 machine behind him. But Costello was the ultimate benefit of all that. They're running on the hard tire. Michael Costello up 2 spots from where he started. So he is looking to make up some spots there after a little bit of drama earlier on. And they're on, and this whole train here
it's being held up by Michael Costello, yeah.
Yep, and they're about to catch up, and I guess couple up would be the, if I'm going to use the train metaphor there once again, to Will Weiser, because Weiser here is seeing a pretty busy pack of cars behind him here, and he wants to pull away as much as he can, but Costello is running a little bit quicker, and so is Blaze Andrich, so is Siefker, so is... Well, Engrab still kind of struggling to get those tires up.
We got 2 cars off in turn 5. I'm not sure who they were.
Uh-oh. Trying to see who that could have been. Was it...
I think it might have been Griffin Yellen and Matthew Short. Oh! Matthew Short just overcooked the corner there and gets into Yellen.
Yeah, he did there, and Yellen only has one front wing left there, but yeah, I just saw that, and that is a rough one. Matthew Short just locking up the brakes going into Charlotte's Web. Is a very tricky braking zone there, especially when you're trying to go offline. This track is very unforgiving for errors there, and it just led to locked up wheels, and there was not much that Short could have done.
And 2 cars now get around. We've got another car. That's LaBarge off into Kitty Litter just off of turn 2 and 3, I believe. Looks like Costello and Andrich get around Weiser. He cooks it into Charlotte's Web and almost takes out Nate Siefker. Siefker again with another save, but all of a sudden Hunter Ingram is all over the back end of him.
Indeed he is. Weiser gathers it up though, but that is... more drama here throughout this race. It was getting pretty chippy here, and looks like locked up rear brakes this time for Will Weiser. Just sends him around there, trying to hunt down Blaze Andrich and Michael Costello, and just, again, a small error costs you big time here at Barber. We've been seeing it a few times tonight. And Costello, a little bit of a slide job there, coming up the top of the hill in the last couple of corners there. Holds it under control, but now he's got the 91 of Blaze Andrich breathing down his neck. As this one's kind of cleared itself up a bit, Hunter Engrav is one of the beneficiaries of all this. And as is Nate Siefker, but probably not in a way he would have expected or preferred.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, up to 9th as it stands is the number 2. And let's see if he can catch back up to this this tussle in front of him for 7th. Costello and Andrich. This one's definitely one of the closest battles on the circuit at the moment.
And while we got a second here, let me take care of some business, and I'll turn it back over to you. If you're just joining us, this is coverage of the Formula Indy Series coming to you from BARBER Motorsports Park, where we've completed now 33 of a scheduled 53 laps. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and click the bell for notifications. The next race for the Formula Indy Series, the Sim Racing Warehouse Formula Indy Series, will be Wednesday, October 15th, a week from tonight at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time for round 4, when we visit the meme street course. The meme of street courses.
It pretty much is.
The meme street courses of all street courses. It's the Roar on the South Shore, the Chicago street course race for the first race since the blackout season here from the Formula Indy Series at Chicago street course race there. Start time will be 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't miss it right here on P1 1 week from today. Costello, Andrich, Siefker, actually it's more like Costello and Andrich. Siefker a little bit behind there as we have lap traffic of Gabe Aslan in the picture here in a battle for 7th. Should remind you also, if you're looking to save money, with great prices and no sales tax, Sim Racing Warehouse is your U.S.-based shop for all your sim racing needs. Plus, for a limited time, you can save with a 5% off coupon Just type in SRW House in the coupon code section on checkout to save even more. Go to simracingwh.com to learn more today. Everything you need is in the description. Take it away, Mr. Stevie. Oh, and here comes
yeah,
we got Hunter coming to pit road right away. He did not stay out very long on those tires. Oh, actually, that is Blaze Andrich coming to pit road.
Andrich coasting down here. Getting himself locked up. Oh, kind of undershot his box there. Not what you want, but it's worse than an overshoot in that case. Gets back up on the jacks, down and away, sticking with a hard tire this time.
So he's going to have to come to pit road one more time and go to a tire compound change. Leader, pit road right now. Scheduled stop lap 34 of 53.
Sherlock needed to come in for hard tires in any case and knock it out now. It's been a strong night so far. Leading from the front has Titus Sherlock. Kind of a slow entry there, but up on the jacks, and it's going to be hard tires. Yes, it is. Off the jacks, and away we go. Titus Sherlock, been very strong tonight. Tanner DeFavis takes over the point on the hard tire. They are certainly older hard tires, though, so let's see what kind of pace he can get out of some fresh blacks. And it looks like the next one looks like he gets himself into a battle already with Alex Chilcutt move himself up into fourth position there. Caleb Bensi has gotten around Alex Chilcutt. Up into fourth as it stands. Well, third now on the racetrack, I should say. And Bensi started on the soft tire, if I recall right.
Yes, you're correct.
I got that.
Yes.
Okay, so according to the regs, he's good to go. The question here is fuel. How long can he keep the fuel situation going? Because I don't think he went 26 or 27 laps on that stint.
The first stint was 15 laps.
First stint was 15. So
yeah, he's on 19.
He's on
19. He's actually on 19 now. So he did a bit of a short stop for his first stint.
Okay, so that's certainly an interesting call there. Right now, it's gotten him up into third position as it stands.
Tomba spinning off of turn 16 and toes.
Oh, Kevin Tomba, one of the quiet stars of the night there. He's been quiet but effective, but now it's all been for naught at the moment there, and looks like.
Not sure
and
what
it looks
happened.
like it's when things got hectic there. It's
geez, Seifert.
Michael Costello.
Seifert misses another one. Let's see what happened. Did someone get in the Tomba?
Yes, it was. It was Michael Costello.
No, Costello did get into him, but Costello kind of lost it off of 15 there. Oh, Seifert.
It was Tomba. Tomba locked up his rears, and Costello couldn't avoid him in time.
And then Costello smacks him and then is forgiven.
Oh my good, you're right. iRacing has really been treating Michael Costello well on that front there. I don't think I could think of too many instances where I've been that lucky. Especially when you run into the back of a car and the other car is completely obliterated like Tomba's was. Oh my goodness, Michael Costello. I think after this one, he should buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
if he's old enough to do so. But meanwhile, that's been certainly pretty dramatic at the moment. Tomba sitting on pit road. But
that was a top 10 racer, a top 10 runner right there, actually. So
he's been in the top 10 all night long, quiet but effective. But now, just got a very unfortunate incident there. Tomba just locked up his rears while trying to hold off Michael Costello, and just ends up the worst of it. But yeah, it's been There's definitely been some drama here tonight on a track that is unforgiving of mistakes. It's unforgiving of that drama. Barber Motorsports Park is a really fun circuit, but it's a challenge of your will. It's a challenge of just how much you can get away with, because there's not much.
No.
And Sherlock, I should note, has gotten around Alex Chilcutt up into 4th position here.
Yep.
And looking at their pace, Sherlock about a half a second faster than Caleb Benzie at the moment, sitting in 3rd, running on those fresh tires.
Well, let's run down the order. You see the timing and scoring tree on the left. It is DeFavis, your leader. Fairbarn 2nd, Benzie in 3rd, Sherlock in 4th. Chilcutt in 5th, Costello 6th, Seifer 7th. Seifer has been on borrowed time this entire race. He's like missed 3. Oh, we got a car slow. Aslan coming to pit road there. I don't know if he ran out of gas.
Oh, what has happened to the 87?
Ingrave in 8th, Bonimi in 9th, and Weiser in 10th. Your lead amateur driver is still Sarah Guerrera in 17th spot, right in front of Nick Goyette, who's in 18th spot, Dan Marrera in 19th. That's where all of the amateurs ride at the moment.
Yeah, looking at Aslan, I think he did indeed run out of fuel to the 87, trying to stretch it one lap too far. Just ended up coasting, and I think he had to have it towed there. He had it stopped right at the entrance of pit road, and the car could go no further. And having a look here, still looking at lap times here between a fresh hard tire runner that is Titus Sherlock and a slightly more worn hard tire runner in Caleb Benzie. Still about 0.4 of a second faster is
Benzie coming to pit road right now.
Benzie's in.
And
Benzie coming in.
Watch this very narrow pit in here. And it even widens out there. It kind of fools you into a false sense of security as that left-hander comes up to come on to the pit straight. It widens out there, and some people just gun it, and then all of a sudden, you got really worn rear tires that are warm and on a surface that doesn't have a lot of grip naturally.
No, it doesn't. And one thing I think you may have been able to see there was Caleb Benzie fighting the wheel a little bit, coming through that left-hander, coming onto pit road there. So, and there's a bit of a bump there through that section. So it really can catch a driver out there, and you're going to have to be fighting at it even at low speed. But Caleb Benzie on softs, down and away he goes. That's his last stop. Let's see what he can do.
This race has really flown by. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit quicker than the last one out at Auto Club, and now Tanner DeFavis making his last stop of the day.
Blinking.
Like he's switching to softs on this one.
Yeah, he was blinking on, yeah.
Jeremy Fairburn in as well from 2nd place. And Titus Sherlock goes by both of them, retakes the lead. But DeFavis and Fairburn most likely going to be going back to soft tires. Let's see what kind of pace they can wring out of it. DeFavis on reds. Fairburn up onto the jacks. 67 car is also going on reds. So DeFavis down and away. We got 12 more laps here. 12 and a bit more laps to decide it here in Alabama. The field really starting to get a bit spread out here, but the thing I'm definitely keeping an eye on is tires. Alex Chilcutt on softs as well, I should note, just for reference. And especially so since I'm looking at lap times. The Titus Sherlock running on the hard tire here. And Chilcutt right behind him on softs.
Pit road, right around pit entry. The debris is just, there's a ton. Costello, pit road.
There's a lot of clag around there. Costello coming in. Final stop for the 19. Siefker's in 2.
A move to Favis now up the 3rd. Chilcutt still out there. Sherlock still out there. They are now, Sherlock 7 laps into his stint. Chilcutt 15 laps into his stint. We expect Chilcutt to come to pit road about any time. Closest battle on the racetrack is Caleb Bency and Jeremy Fairbarn.
Bency running on warmer soft tires there. He's going to have a bit of a pace edge at the moment.
Oh, Fairbarn goes defensive right away.
He really is playing defensive at the moment, and I'm looking at they got a bit of a gap there to Will Weiser to cope with there, and they got a lap car as well. That is the 12 machine.
Yep, Nick Goyette, an 18th spot.
Nick Goyette. Yep, letting them go by here. Defending series champion. Kind of been a quiet night for Caleb Bency. Been in the top 10 consistently for certain, but 9th place is definitely not where you would expect Caleb Bency to be running here. One of the strongest drivers in the league, bar none. Kind of been a night that he's probably not going to reminisce on too much after this, I don't think.
I might
Unless, of course,
might just take the points. Happens. Yeah, might just take the points and call it a day, you know.
Yeah, taking a line Prost on this one. Up to 8th though, as it stands, with a couple more cars coming onto pit road.
That is Sherlock, 4 wins in the series. Tanner DeFavis, 1 win in the series. Both have 16 starts. They're in their 17th start together today. Remember, this is the first race in series history at Barber. Hard to believe that, being that this is such a road-heavy league. Our first ever,
can't believe that,
I know,
honestly.
First ever race here at Barber Motorsports. I mean, a traditional IndyCar track, first time ever for the series here.
It very much is at this point. And it's a really good track. It's one I really want to make a point of going out to if I ever find myself in the South. It's a track that it may be difficult to overtake here. It may be difficult to really race people hard, but it's a track that's really enjoyable from a driver's perspective, and it's in a beautiful setting. Augusta-like is how a lot of people describe it. Of course, it's not nearly in the same state. It's in, of course, Augusta's in Georgia, but who would have guessed any different here, except for the asphalt, of course.
The landscaping and the greenery. That's what makes this place stand out from other road courses.
And the museum as well. They got a really good museum of race cars and racing motorcycles.
Impeccable landscaping here at this place.
Indeed so. And from a driver's perspective...
Oh, sorry. That was Fairbarn getting up to Dory there, right in the wrong part of the racetrack through that little double chicane. 9, 8, 9, and 10 in the area, and he makes it, keeps it out of the back end of Dory. And now Dory's going to be a problem with Caleb, right?
Yeah, especially with a
very hard.
Yeah, especially with a wild Caleb Bency charging behind you here. Pace-wise, these two have been pretty close so far, Fairburn and Bency, in this battle for 7th. And looking at the pace, both of them are catching up to Will Weiser right now in 6th.
9 to go. Weiser right behind Bonimi. So they are going to start. That's going to be a battle here for a possible top 5, as Weiser just pulls over and lets Fairbarn on by.
He does let him go by here.
Maybe he's on a different strategy. Let's see. Weiser's 18 laps into his stint. He just knows that, you know, he's not going to get this position. Whoa, goes wide.
Oh, Weiser gathers it up, though, but goes way wide and loses a few spots in the process. He's lost out a spot to Caleb Bency now. And what has happened to Will Weiser? That is...
Well, I mean, he's trying to do a one-stopper. I think that's kind of what...
He's trying to one-stopper, I think. It's a tough ask, but if he's saving enough, he could make it work.
He went 26 on that first stint. So, I mean, that is in the range of the one-stopper. Remember the windows that we told you at the early portion of the race. The one-stopper was 26-27, so he is on... He came in early. Oh! He goes off into the kitty litter.
Gathers it up, though, gets back underway, but Will Weiser's race is just going down the tubes pretty quickly at the end of this race. He was driving to a fuel number for certain, but it's all
gets
been
around
going wrong
Bonimi
here at the moment. And Bonimi having a sight that now Jeremy Fairburn has gotten around Bonomi at the moment. Move him up into 5th, and now Caleb Bensi is going to be eyeing Bonomi now for 6th. Trying to run down Fairburn. Fairburn's going to be a big axe, though, because he has been running very fast. He's been running high 1-minute 8s. Very fast pace around here for that 67 machine. Good performance tonight. Keeping an eye here. Bensi.
Battle for 14th. Sorry to cut you off. Joey Selman's getting around Sarah Guerrera. Move Joey up to 14th. Sarah back to 15th.
Now we got is that a
Hunter Ingrave?
Car?
Hunter Ingrave is in the middle of that too.
That's his way through.
Hunter is in 4th spot, just outside of the podium.
Got himself up into knocking on the door of a podium. He's about 9 seconds adrift of Tanner DeFavis at the moment, but if something dramatic were to happen, that could be a 77 machine we see up on the podium here tonight. And his lap traffic lets Jeremy Fairburn pass, but that's actually one of the points I wanted to get to. He's going to have to hold off Jeremy Fairburn.
Yeah.
Fairburn running lightning quick. About 7/10 faster is that 67 machine right now.
Yeah, and right now, Eclipse is looking at a definitely 1-2-3, possible 1-2-3. It's got Sherlock, Chilcutt, and DeFavis. Chilcutt not part of the stable there, but he is breaking up that Eclipse possible podium, and then we got Fairborn in 5th. So 3 Eclipse cars in the top 5.
Another strong performance for Eclipse. They got some fantastic talent here who is experienced in the real world, and mixing it in among the best of the sim racing world. At least is some very interesting competition here, and is a lot more evenly balanced. A lot of people may think, and Jeremy Fairburn diving around the outside of a lap car there, trying to hunt down Hunter Engrav. Fairburn really pushing everything he's got to get up into 4th position here. He wants to start higher than where he finished. He started off the race in 5th. He's currently running 5th. He doesn't want that to be the case at the end here. He's got about 5 more laps after this to make it so.
Battle for 4th. Right here. It has been joined. It is now Ingrave and Fairburn. Look at Fairburn just send it through those last set of corners, and he is now all over the attenuator of Hunter Ingrave.
Using every last inch of the road, every bit that the rubber has to give of those Firestones.
Oh, and he goes wide here through 3 and 4, but he's going to get a good run.
Set up a run here. That's trying to set up the momentum here coming onto this. Not quite back straight, but it's as close as we tend to get here. Through Charlotte's Web, right up on the gearbox now of the 77. Engrav gonna have to maybe throw some defensive maneuvers. Fairburn with a peak there. Very tricky to make something happen here. He's right up on the attenuator. You saw that front wing. If he didn't touch him, I'd be surprised. But up through the S's. Fairburn looking for any sort of gap there. Runs really close to the grass. As Engrav, keep it steady here. That's what Engrav really needs to do above all else. Keep that car steady. Let Fairburn make the error.
Bonimi coming to pit road.
Hoping Engrav makes that error.
Bonimi coming to pit road with 4 to go.
Bonimi not quite making it all the way to the end here. There's a little bit of fuel left to top off here. Maybe go for some hot laps. Go for some Red Bull laps, as we'd say.
Sherlock's still the leader by 8 seconds. Just under 8 seconds now. 7.9. Chilcutt in 2nd. DeFavis in 3rd. Watching a battle for 4th between Hunter Ingrave and Jeremy Fairburn. For 4th and
it could
5th.
possibly be the battle for 2nd could get spicy. Tanner DeFavis is closing a bit up on Chilcutt a bit.
Half a second now.
Oh, Fairburn. Did he knock his front wing off?
Yes, he did, and we got to go back and watch where that happened, and he just gets into him in 8, 9, and 10 area.
He did get into the rear there and broke the front wing of the 67. Oh,
and Caleb Benzie off.
Benzie's off too.
Benzie's back on, but I think Benzie got really close to Fairburn and had to take evasive action and went wide.
No,
he just went off.
Didn't. He just went wide there,
all right,
into the grass at the top of the hill.
So Hunter Ingram,
Benzie gathers it up.
A bit of a reprieve, and now we're gonna watch. Chilcutt the famous.
Did Benzie damage his car? Did Benzie clip Fairburn and damage his front wing too? The famous around
iRacing
may let him get away with it.
We are just in the late stages here. All sorts of stuff going on. The famous around Chilcutt. Move him up to second. Chilcutt now back to third. And we'll go back and look at Benzie. Is he damaged?
Looking at Caleb Benzie right now. Does he have some damage on the number one? It doesn't look like it visually. I'm not sure how we feel from the driver's perspective of that one, but Benzie may have gotten away with it. But Tanner DeFavis made the move on Alex Chilcutt into turn 5 into Charlotte's Web. A bit diving, but he was right alongside him here. Kind of blocked Chilcutt off of the apex and move him up into second place. Team Eclipse 1 and 2.
2 to go.
And 2 to go. And now move Benzie up into 5th place in all of that excitement. Fairburn limping around with a damaged car, lets a lap car go by. He is just going to have to nurse this thing.
Costello's off up at the pit straight. Costello's off, and he's lost a couple of positions. Andrich and Weiser on by.
It's all going crazy here. Oh, and that was contact. Was that Blaze Andrich? Blaze Andrich got hit. It was Blaze Andrich.
Blaze is missing his rear wing is damaged. So here comes Will Weiser. He's got to be careful. He loses it at the top of the hill going the backstretch.
Oh no, Blaze!
Oh
my goodness!
And he collects Goyette. Nick Goyette.
Oh my goodness! It's all gone haywire right at the end of this race.
Jeez! Once again, if you're just joining us, you're watching Round 3 of 12 of the Formula Indy Series coming to you from BARBER, where Titus Sherlock currently is taking the white flag and is your leader. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you'll miss out on the next race. The next race for us here on P1 will be tomorrow night for Round 30 of the American Motorsports Association Black Magic Studios Grand National Series as they visit Las Vegas. AMA is our exclusive NASCAR League partner. Coverage starts at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, if you're looking to save money with great prices and no sales tax, Sim Racing Warehouse is your U.S.-based shop for all your sim racing needs. Plus, for a limited time, you can save with a 5% off coupon. Just type in SRW Hosts in the coupon code section on checkout to save even more. Go to simracingwh.com to learn more today. Coming to the checkered flag, last set of complex of quarters for Titus Sherlock, looking for win number 5 in his Formula Indy Series career. He's made it look real easy today off the final set of quarters down the main straight. Your winner here at BARBER, the guy with actual real-world experience in cars here, Titus Sherlock gets the win.
Looking in the final corner here, Chilcutt tried to make a diving move on DeFavis, but no avail. Tanner DeFavis second. Alex Chilcutt settling for third. Hunter Engrav, last couple of corners for him, and Caleb Benzie catching up to him as well.
Too late though.
Engrav's going to get fourth. Benzie fifth. And Jeremy Fairburn with the front wing, the right front wing on the car completely knocked off. Holds off Will Weiser. He is going to finish 6th after all of that.
And Weiser comes across ahead of Costello. Nate Seifert with quite the adventuresome race. He comes home with a top 10, and Bonini with that late stop surges home to 10th. Hey, in December, P1 Broadcasting becomes the primetime home for Today at the 500, sponsored by Oil and Gas Safety Supply, your nightly destination for all the action leading up to the prestigious PRI Hoosier 500. Keep that in mind. We'll talk about that here in the outro as well. The last kiss of the bricks for 2025 starts here. The countdown is on, so pucker up and don't miss a second of the action. Like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in, and we will see you in December when we return for the last great race of 2025 for IndyCar and the IndyCar community, the PRI Hoosier 500. And the teammates for a photo opportunity at the start-finish line, 1 and 2.
And the two of them burned down those tires. It was a great performance for Team Eclipse. Dominant style, bit chaotic for certain, but these two were just the class of it tonight.
And Titus Sherlock with the win. Tanner DeFavis in second.
For him particularly.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for him particularly. This is going to be big momentum for him going into his real-life races here at Barber in the Formula Regionals.
Alex Chilcutt in third. Hunter Ingram fourth. Caleb Vinci fifth. Fairborn sixth. Weiser seventh. Costello eighth. Secret ninth. And Bonamian 10th. We talked about them already. Move on to the next page. Daily. Let's get that track map off there. There we go. Let's do that. Daily, Salmance, Logan Edwards, Dory, Dan Marrera. And Dan's going to be I believe, our lead amateur. So we will be talking with Dan here momentarily, if he remembers. Sarah Guerrera comes home. Okay, so these are unofficial results because I see Guerrera and Blaze Andrich in 17th. So this will have to be decided, I think, a little bit later. So just consider these unofficial results right now. Then we got Labarge, Clindy, and Aslan there. Normally in those last lap incidents, it kind of throws timing and scoring off a little bit. Goyette, Connell, Tomba, Yellen, Short, Nixon, Dakota, Gavin with the race he wants to forget, Cody, Principal Dan in 30th. Logan Spath, not with a good race for him either. Kyle Mundell in 32nd. Hayden Herman and Gianni round out the remainder of, actually, I think that's a 35 car field. Well, actually, it's a 34. Maybe 34. That scoring throws everything off. I think it is 34. Okay.
Yeah, looking at it, 34.
All right. All right, and we will get some replays queued up here. Remember, we will be talking to the lead amateur driver, which is going to be Dan Marrera.
Everyone to get themselves in our waiting room here.
Good. All right. Just clear off some of these graphics, and then we'll get rid of this B-roll. And we'll bring up, if Dan Marrera is available, see him. Okay. I can leave him a message and say that he's eligible for an interview if you'd like one. There he is. All right, well, we will go ahead, and if Dan pops back in, we will come on back and we will bring him up, but we will bring in Alex Chilcutt, and here he is. Alex Chilcutt joining us in the booth, another podium finish, and really, it's kind of the best of both worlds for you. Your chief competition in the points, Gavin, had a problem, and you basically did the best you could to maximize it, and the best thing there was getting on the bottom step on a race that at times you were struggling with, and at other times looking pretty good at.
Yeah, I'm happy with the result in the end. Obviously, a lot of things I could have done better and a lot of things that were just unfortunate, but yeah, good result in the end.
Go ahead, Stevie.
Yeah, that was pretty chaotic towards the end there, especially the battle you had with Tanner DeFavis in the end was part of the drama, albeit to a lesser degree. But holding off Tanner was kind of a tricky endeavor there. Do you think that this track particularly is definitely not very forgiving circuit? I'm guessing you've had a measure of experience here on this track at some point before, and what do you think of racing against these guys here? This track has definitely been a staple in the calendar, but not so much in the series.
Yeah, it's very hard to overtake here. It's a real narrow track, and it's a lot more challenging than you'd think just looking at the map. All of these corners have some kind of like crazy, unique like thing that you have to figure out. So yeah, a very, very challenging track, but pretty fun when you get it right.
Well,
and going into
go ahead, follow up. Go up with your follow up.
Yeah, I was going to say, and going into next week, which is going to be even more of a challenge on that front, which is Chicago, which we described as being a complete meme of a race. That I think is going to be very interesting. And I definitely want to get some drivers' thoughts about going there.
To be honest with you, I'm looking forward to that more than I was Barber. I'd much rather drive at Chicago.
Interesting.
Well, that is the next race, and the very first one we had there was quite chaotic. We don't know how the second one ever happened. We knew it happened. We have a winner, but it was during the blackout period. So I'll give you a chance here to get some shout-outs in. I don't think, let me double check. I don't think the points have been updated yet. But go ahead with your shout-outs. Get them on in here because you earned it getting on the podium.
Oh, first of all, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you broadcasting for us every week. Shout out to the organizers of this league, putting on a really nice product here. It's a pleasure to race. And shout out to the people that I was racing against today for keeping it clean and, yeah, having a good time. So thank you, guys.
Probably going to be our points leader out of this, still going into our next race next week in Chicago. Alex Chilcutt finishing third. Congrats. We'll catch you the next one.
Thank you.
And there's his stat line, and he led 54 laps, so he did get a chance to do some running at the point. And he's right. This is a very challenging circuit, and there's very few turns here that are just like the other turns before it or after it. And I've got Stevie there still? Okay. Let's bring in Tanner. And bring him up right here. Tanner DeFavis, second today at Barber. Congratulations, sir. First thing, talk about the strategy and kind of what you guys decided to go with. And second, we know you got kind of real world experience here. Did any of that help?
Well, yeah. Well, thanks, guys. It was a good race. Strategy, we were really thinking about maybe possibly doing the one stop. But ultimately, we thought we would all be just a bit quicker on the two stops, so that's what we did. So we all wanted to start on the reds, and that actually gave us a really good gap for the start of the race, which was really nice. But when it came to pitting and the tires really falling off, and we all pitted quite early. Me, Titus, and Jeremy, yeah, we all pitted quite like 3 laps early, just because the tires are falling off so much. So we pitted. I believe Titus, he went on the reds and did he didn't go full fuel. I went on the blacks and did full fuel. and he took away. He just kind of took off. So good on him. Good strategy call from him, and a bit unlucky with the traffic, but that's just how it is around here. And and yeah, just how the race went. It was hard to pass, but that's how it is around here. Good race.
Go ahead, Stevie.
And speaking of passing, you certainly made one work there on Alex Chilka towards the end of the race there. Kind of a bold move, I would say, especially with a track like this, as you described. But how about we go through that whole battle? How was that like?
Yeah, so I wasn't confident that Chilcutt was doing a two-stopper, so I just wanted to full push and try and make up as much time as possible to him and see if I could also maybe catch Titus, even though I thought that was probably unlikely with the gap he built. But we eventually caught up, and I knew my tires were pretty much just starting to fall off, so I had to make a move really soon, and I was trying to conserve as much push to pass as possible. And then I had about 30 seconds left. But yeah, going into 1 and 2, I got really, really close to Chilcutt, and then they were struggling on power a bit, so I knew that this would probably be the best time to make a move. They were on push to pass, I was on push to pass. So initially, I actually went off push to pass because I was going to try and see if I could get them on the next straight just after the hairpin there. But they covered it off and then went inside. I was like, well, thanks for leaving it open. so I just tried to send it in, and yeah, it was a little deep, but we made it stick, and it was a good pass, and we had a little bit of contact, but wasn't anything egregious. So yeah, it was a good move. And then for the rest of the race, I just had to just cover them off and then see how well I could just pull away and stay in front.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. A good day for the team.
Yeah, really good day for the team. Good win for Titus. Qualifying was okay, but yeah, good race for everyone overall. I know Jeremy had his front wing taken off at some point, but that's unfortunate. But yeah, 1-2 for the team for Eclipse, and yeah, shout out to all the sponsors, all the friends and family watching back home. So yeah, thank you guys for hosting a great race.
Tanner, we'll see you in a week when we go to the Chicago meme course. So we'll see you there.
I'm excited. I haven't even driven on it yet, so I'm excited.
Oh, well, I think there's a lot of drivers that haven't driven on it too. So this should be an interesting one. The Roar by the South Shore. Well, we'll see you in a week when we get to Chicago.
Alrighty, see you guys.
And we will take him on down there. We'll bring up Titus. We'll bring him. There's his stat line, and here is Titus. Titus Sherlock, 5th career win in the Formula Indy Series today, and that was kind of a no-brainer, no doubter today. You led from the get-go, pulled away, almost made it look easy. First of all, talk about we talked about this in the broadcast. Your real-world experience here, did it help out? Did you learn anything from the real-world experience that you can apply to this? Is it anything in the real world applicable at all, other than maybe just knowing the turns? And then talk about your race and how much faster than you were than everyone else out there.
Yeah, awesome race. Of course, just barely edging Tanner out in qualifying. I knew we were going to be fast, so we ended up going for the 2-stop just to not take any risks of falling through the field. And I wouldn't say the real life experience helped too much because that was a while ago and it was in an F4 car, so it was quite different. But I'll actually be racing here next weekend in the FR Championship, going for trying to wrap up the Drivers' Championship there. So hopefully this is a good start to that. Good sign. So yeah, just really good race. Shout out to all the Eclipse boys as well for doing a great job. Obviously the 1-2, almost a 1-2-3, but unfortunately Jeremy had a bit of an issue there with the lap car, I believe, or something like that. So yeah, good day overall.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed for that the season finale for Formula Regional Americas is going to be here in a couple of weeks' time. So that's, if anything, that's a promising sign, especially going into it as the championship leader. But speaking of, but in our context, we've been talking about this a few times, but next time out is going to be the Chicago Street Circuit, and that one we've described as a bit of a meme race. So obviously it's going to be. It strikes me as being a pretty chaotic race. I'm guessing you guys are going to be preparing for it. Going to be preparing for like any sort of chaos that could possibly happen.
Yeah, just like always, qualifying is going to be super important just to be out of the chaos there. I haven't done any practice on it yet, but it's going to be fun, I think. And luckily, the real life race next weekend, we're not testing on the Thursday like we normally do, so I'll actually be able to race at Chicago this time. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
good. Hopefully, can take some positions in the championship as well, because I believe I was last going into the championship today. So it's been a rough start, but this should hopefully propel us up the order, and hopefully we can keep doing that as the rounds go on.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone want to say hi to? Big win number 5 in your FIS career. Go right ahead.
Yeah, all the Eclipse boys, as always, for putting in the work. All the strategy testing we did and figuring out what tires and what fuel to do, it all worked out. So happy with that. All of our partners on the car as well. Thank you guys so much, and looking forward to doing it again next week.
We will see you in
And
a
of course,
week.
the admins, of course.
Oh, of course, yes. We will see you in a week when we get to Chicago. Until then, take care and get best of luck in the real world.
Appreciate it.
That is Titus Sherlock. Do we have? Do we see
here.
Dan at all? I do not see Dan.
I don't see Dan. That's
okay,
a shame,
well,
really.
Yeah, Dan could leave a message there in the forums there, and he's normally streaming as well, so he might be running his own show. So,
that's fair.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Okay. Points have not been updated, so I don't have an update on points for you. I believe Zach is the host with the most, the admin here, one of the admins, is doing some business traveling, so that's probably why we're not going to have an updated points until next week. So just be patient for that. I think Alex Chilcutt's going to be our points leader going into the next race. And it's going to be a very interesting race for sure going to Chicago, because that race course, we call it a meme course because it's just very difficult, and the walls are right on top of you, and we might actually see our first full course caution on a road course this season there, because the place, it gets blocked up so easily. It's narrow at points, wide in other. No runoff area, or very little runoff area. It's kind of all over the board, and I don't even think NASCAR is going back to it next year. So it's kind of one of those tracks that, in theory, it seemed like it was a good place, but in practice and even in execution, it was like a lot of bleh.
Yeah, it certainly seems. It's definitely one of the craziest ones that. Yeah, one of the craziest circuits that have been put on the calendar thus far. And I think you are right on that one. In fact, in the Chicago area, they're going back to Chicagoland Speedway in the NASCAR Cup Series, but they are racing on the old Naval Air Station North Island in San Diego as a street race / airport race. So hats off to them to keep the dream alive there. But Chicago was definitely a center of chaos in real life. It's been a center of chaos in almost every series it's been competed with in the virtual world. And we got some of the best in the business here. It's going to be intriguing to see how they cope with it. And particularly since we expect chaos to be the name of the game, we'll see what these drivers can do fighting through that chaos.
Okay, I've been fighting all race long bringing this graphic up, but here it is. Here is the schedule from. Remember this? Everyone should have a real good picture of this in their mind from last week. But there you see Chicago Street, and then we go to Homestead, Miami, Portland, Zolder, Gateway, Mexico City for the first time, Brands Hatch. Then we go to Indianapolis on the Oval, and we'll wrap up at Watkins Glen. So still a lot of racing to go. So if you're in the mid pack, Stevie, no reason to panic. You still have 3 oval races and some pretty good opportunities on IndyCar really centric road courses. Portland, Mexico City, you're going to be having a lot of races that IndyCars are going to be on here coming up on in other leagues. Watkins Glen. So if you're kind of falling behind and you're not really, and some of these other courses are foreign to you, plenty of time still left to race here.
And you could also argue too that Zolder and Brands Hatch could also fit that bill too, because Champ Car raced on both of them.
Yeah, you're true. That's right. That's absolutely a good point. So we will go ahead and remove that graphic. We saw it enough last week. Any final thoughts here before going on?
Bring on Chicago, folks. Sweet Home Chicago is going to be quite a show, I think. Barber had started off a bit on the slower side with a few exceptions, but the end was a bit nuts. And Chicago, I think, is going to kick that up to 11. This is going to be an exciting season all around. Chicago could perhaps have a lot of highlights.
Yeah, go back and find that first race at Chicago. That was very interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very interesting. P1, P2 took themselves out at one point in the race. So, yeah. That's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Barber is Titus Sherlock with his 5th career win. Gets the win here. Tanner Favis comes home second. Alex Chilcutt with another podium. Keeps pace in the championship standings. Join us again next week for round 4 of season 8 of the Formula Indy Series. We head to Chicago Street Course for the 3rd time in league history. Coverage begins around 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. Again, that's 8:20 p.m. Eastern. And remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know who you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more P1's other iRacing programming, including this Sunday. We'll have a special open test stream for the PRI Hoosier 500. Check out some of the early favorites as they take to the world's most famous race course, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as preparation begins for the biggest iRacing IndyCar community race of the season. That's the PRI Hoosier 500. Coverage starts right here on P1 at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's for 1 hour, and it's right here on this channel. Don't go anywhere. Formula Indy Series is brought to you by the Sim Racing Warehouse. Looking to take your sim racing up to the next level? Then you need to check out Sim Racing Warehouse. From high-quality wheels and pedals to accessories that bring the track right into your home, they have everything you need to make yourself race harder, smarter, and faster. Plus, for a limited time, you can save 5% off with a coupon. Just type in SRW House in the coupon code section on checkout and save even more. Again, that's SRW House. All the links you need, including the URL and everything to get to the webpage, is in the description. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow on X and Instagram today. Links are all in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. And all of our links are on Linktree. And again, those are all in the description. So for Stevie Larkamp, everyone here at Sim Racing Warehouse, the Formula Indy Series, and P1, I'm Gary Gatso, the voice of the FIS. I didn't mess up today, or didn't mess up as bad. Let's put it that way. Saying to all, good night and thanks for watching. To all of our men and women serving in the military and those first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again next week in the Windy City for the next race of the Formula Indy Series right here on P1. Good night, everybody.